Oh, but you've been pretty freaking busy. Holy cow.
No, buddy, not too busy. I've just been typing a lot off the top of my head. Okay, let me
Wow.
start recording. I'm going to hit record here and keep going.
Alright.
Okay, let me see if we can make this look.
Oh,
Oh,
here we go.
there we go. Okay, let me
Alright, pretty
scroll
good.
up and see what's cooking. Okay, internship. Okay, I'll go back to that in a second. Okay, so did you do the stuff with Aaron? The links? Or what were you
Yeah.
what were you saying, sorry?
Yeah, I just like went through all those links. Exactly. And I mean, that first link you sent us, I was pretty confused about because just like us as editors or moderators, it's just like, it's just really confusing. Like, for me, I would want a personal walkthrough so we know how to use it, right?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I feel the same way because like it's definitely much different than what I thought it was. Like I knew we were going to be
Yeah.
doing a wiki type thing, but I didn't know it was going to be in that format. It's just different.
Yeah. Like, I thought, okay, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be like, we just like plug and play, like, we'll figure it out within just minutes. But no, it's like, you have to do like weird arrow stuff and then have like text bold or like all this stuff is like really confusing. And it's just like, whoa, I need someone to like walk me through this in person, like sit down and show me.
I hear ya. I feel okay. So basically, what I was thinking is, I don't even know, like kind of like what we were talking about there a couple weeks ago, where when we first got together, we were like, okay, the scope of it, and really talking about like how far we can really go within 30 hours.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how far we're going to get as far as even getting to the wiki. Like there's so much work to do as far as like organization of the material and
Yeah.
so.
We probably won't, because we had to like probably discuss several times about the organization that we want to have for sure. And then after that, it comes down to a different point of time of how do we all approve of this organization? Because, for example, like I was thinking, like that whole vision that Diana keeps mentioning, and if our program is something that we should probably have like on the homepage and like stuff like that,
No, for sure. That's definitely
like that whole.
okay. Is that something that you feel like pretty strong about? Like you want to have like vision on like the homepage or the front page?
Yeah, just like that, like the whole program's vision, because like that's something that Dan has been stressing. So like on the homepage, we can make it very much so personal and inviting. Like we could do, I don't know, like that video that Diana has of like the whole out of the box program thing or whatever. Like Diana said, we could have access to her account and make something similar for that for like our homepage. Because
Cool.
if you read about, we have to like follow all these principles, and it's gonna be hard to have like a balance of like pictures and text and like make it personal and like teacher centered and student centered. So
Okay, cool. I was just trying to think of the word. I had it, and then we started talking motto or slogan or what was the word you said? Anyway, we basically want to have like some kind of introduction or some kind of like
yeah, like the whole front wiki page is just basically like a whole introduction to what the website is about, and, like what they're here for. I don't know, like just stuff like that. I'm thinking.
Okay, type into the chat, like as you're coming up with stuff or whatever, just type it into the chat, even if it's rough or even if it's just blocky,
Okay.
and then we'll just continue to look back on it. That way we know kind of where we started and then where we ended.
Okay.
Because I think that'll be good for like the whole piece of the internships thing. Because I like that a lot. Like realistically, if we do have the ability to be able to create, I know what you mean, like the kind of like the promotional video to the program, like where it kind of tells you.
That-
Yeah.
Exactly. That was what I was talking about.
Yeah, and if we could have access to being able to kind of do something similar, or I know Aaron Gates, like who's coming on board as far as being able to assist us, hopefully further. He's super well-rounded with technology, so maybe he could kind of help us out with something to that degree.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, yeah. I don't know. There's so much. There's so much. Okay, so basically, what I'm thinking is, and I think when we talk to Diana tomorrow, this is kind of where I was hoping we could, I guess, start, or where I think we kind of need to start. I did for the past, like since Christmas, I've been doing. I've been doing a thing Okay, so recently, since January, I've been working at the registrar's office at UOIT, and I've been building the new UOIT website pages for the policy, procedures, and contracts of the registrar's office, the Secretary General Counsel's office. So there's like 400 policies and procedures that I've had to take out of the original format, put into a brand new format, into a PDF, put that into a legal suite program so that it's like kept confidential, and then I've had to take it from there and put it into the brand new UOIT website. So it's like so similar to, well, it has a lot of similarities to kind of what we're hoping to do or what we are doing, because we're like taking material from one place and we're looking to put it into a better place and kind of clean it up and make it more accessible, organize it better, right? Like that's kind of in a lot of ways. Or we're compiling information from multiple places, so.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the way the whole foundations course is laid up is like, Diana has files everywhere, so it's not going to be easy for us to like find all this stuff, and half the stuff she has is also links too, so if we're doing links, we have to cite them always too, like, using proper APA format and like making sure we cover our asses, like even if we get to that point.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Well, we have to have all that set up for sure, and we have to be aware of all that. Yeah. That's a really good point. Because I know that they were talking about that in the, like it's all throughout the wiki, all throughout those modules. Like I think it was like module number 4 or whatever the heck it was called, pillar number 3 or pillar number 4, where it was talking about plagiarism and copyright. So, that's a good point.
And like, with all the PDF files that we have too, do we have to even create the citations? Like, does Diana still have access to where she got all this stuff from? Like, I don't know.
Right. No, honestly, like I can only imagine how hard it's going to be to find exactly what they want. Like, because I don't know to the extent of where we're hoping to find. Like, does she just want it from Foundations 1 and Foundations 2 strictly, or does she want it to be looking at it from the last 1-year program stuff? Like, how far does it go?
I think when I was sitting down with her, she just told us just to focus on like our 2 courses that we currently have or have had with her. So that could be like all the weekly assignments and weekly stuff. Like, you can download her PowerPoint slides too in case they want. In case we have to put those up. So, like the way I have it organized, like I just like I have Aboriginal resources, and like there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes down into like further sections on. So, and even when we download the lesson plan stuff, like we can use the way she's organized already, or we can even organize it in our own way that she might like more. That's more simplified.
For sure. Okay. No, keep going. What else? What else?
Like, with the media wikis too, like we're gonna have one section and it's gonna be broken down into subsections, and then those subsections might be broken into even more subsections with all the different files in it. So it's gonna be really difficult to like organize it all.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing too is we're really gonna have to be like, we want everything, but in the same token we want it to be, we want to make sure information's accessible and it's not buried or like completely not being found. So we should kind of not be stingy, but we should be selective with, why things are getting put in a certain group or category, and why is it worthy to be put into the main database, into this amazing resource that is supposed to help us all and help future teachers. So, okay, so what I was thinking is basically this is okay, and I know this seems, because it's kind of like what we talked about a week or 2 ago, where we were talking about how big we can really go, and I don't even know how much of the construction we're gonna get to do. Like, as far as like laying out the design and then why we're making certain choices with the layout, headings, font choices, all that kind of stuff, I figure for sure, because we can put pen to paper and we can say this, and this. But then as far as actually putting it out there, like, I don't know, like it's a lot. I think that's like a whole other project. So we'll see.
just like creating everything in the initial is gonna be basically like pen and paper. Like that's all it's gonna be. We're just gonna have like stacks of paper and like we probably won't even get to the website. Like Diana's thinking like, oh, we'll probably have like a website someone started. It's like I'm thinking like, no, not even. It's not even gonna happen.
Well, okay, here's what I'm thinking. We'll do, this is like very similar to what I did in January and February, and it's where I started. And I was going to talk about it tomorrow on Adobe because it's like super relevant because it's kind of exactly what I think we need to do. So I think first of all, we need to like filter. So we need to organize all the documents that we have, kind of what you've already started doing because you've already been looking. And we need to put them into specific folders, and we need to set up those folders. We need to determine them, and we need to establish why they're having, like, why is it called, why are we setting up an assessment section? Why are we doing an evaluation section? And then why are we doing, multiple intelligence section? Who knows? I don't know what we're doing, right? But I don't know how the information is going to like stack up because the foundation information is very broad. And it's very all over the map, so it covers a lot. So I think that's the first step, which is a big step. I think that's that's a ton of hours for us both to look at Foundations 1 and Foundations 2, and then talk about, or maybe even just start to type up which documents are looking good by investigating them. I made some notes too later on down the road here, which is really important, and I think Diana's going to be on board. Here, I'll go through it in order, but basically I made some notes about how we can include the peers, our student body, and I think that once me and you have a certain step, say in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we should put a poll out, and I can put it out on like the LinkedIn group, or I can put it out on the Facebook group or whatever, and then we can get a survey for how do you guys feel, would you guys use something with this, this, and this, and then we can, I don't know, something.
I think like giving like peer feedback, like shit, like that's what we're kind of learning, right? So I think that'd be awesome. Like I agree with you. I think that's a good idea. Like seeing what they do. We probably might not get a lot of responses. We might get a lot. Who knows? But no, I think that's a good idea.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Well, I think if we do that, it's going to really make a lot of, I don't know, it's going to make it a lot more valid, and people are probably going to buy into it a lot more. People will hopefully use it more. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much of it, but hopefully.
Yeah. That's the main goal, is that hopefully someone will use it, right? And who knows what that'll be.
What the hell was I trying to do here? Sorry, just give me 2 seconds for...
No, it's okay, don't worry.
Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, I think... Where was that? Yeah, so okay, that's basically the first step, is I think we need, and I think, so we're in agreement for that, like basically you and I are saying that's what we need to do. Like we need to set up folders. So maybe tomorrow, I think our focus should be speaking with Diana about, let's just say we have 10 folders. How would we organize the info? What would you want to see? And then maybe the three of us can discuss it. Does that make any sense to you? Like, do you know what I mean by, like...
No, I know what you mean, but I think we also, when we look through the documents, I think we also need to make the judgment call of what is necessarily important and what isn't necessarily important. Too, because we have website links, but how are we going to upload website links when we have PDFs in? Like, sometimes when I look through some of the stuff, like the old website links, some of them aren't working anymore, some of the files don't work anymore. Like, I experienced one file I can't get anymore. So, I don't know.
Jeez, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, honestly, I'm not surprised either, right? Like, honestly, things eventually go stale or they go dead. Links eventually change. Providers change. So, they're not there forever. So, it's better that we have material. And I think that's... okay, so let me just scroll down here real quick. Okay, so... I have some questions that I came up with that I kind of pulled after doing some of the reading from mayors, but also following the wiki modules. And okay, so basically, here's the questions. How does the student body edit? When can they edit and why? So I was looking at like how accessible is it? Are they going to have an account? Which apparently, from what I've gathered, they are. And I came up with, I found information specific to logging in. So it's required not for viewing pages. You can do that without an account, but for editing, you do need an account. It provides you with additional resources and projects this, and this. And then I have all the benefits, so why you should log in, what it can do for you. So I figure if we drafted this information up, maybe at the end of June, we could kind of make like a little poster or something to kind of promote it in like a meaningful way, to kind of show them like these are the benefits to being part of a wiki or, excuse me, like a community of learners. So I just thought that would be good to do.
No, that would build that community sense.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think so for sure. So